especially in that last series, especially in that second half. Really, those I think the last 3 drives were 2 turnovers and a turnover on down. What was your overall thoughts on Saturday?
Yeah, well, I was really proud of our guys. Like you said, I thought we played extremely well. And did a lot of good things statistically. I think we held them, under 100 yards rushing. I think we were 12 of 16 on third downs. Had 2 big stops in the red area with no points. Had a lot of guys play well. Had 2 sacks. So again, trying to go through even in the second half. I think we were able to hold them scoreless. Maybe the last 27, 26 minutes, something like that. Thought our guys played well. Thought we played hard. Again, we continue to kind of stack up weeks of good practices, and I think you continue just to see the incremental improvement that we want to try to be able to have. Our guys played well together on the sideline, and we're fortunate enough to find a way to win.
Going to that last possession for Sam Houston, the defense's backs against the wall. What's kind of your message to the guys to get that last stop and
Yeah, well, we had talked about it through the week. I mentioned last week in here just needing to find one more stop, one more way, one more third down, get off the field, one more fourth down, and so we certainly been able to take that message of one more time and one more step, and so that was what we were trying to do throughout the week. We were able to emphasize red zone a little bit more, going into practice this past week than what we've done in the past. Obviously, you feel like that helps you as you go in, but I think it was just our players. They knew exactly what the moment was, and they were, bigger than the moment and were able to make plays when they needed to. I thought they handled themselves extremely, extremely well. Like I said, on the sidelines, in the game, and being able to create some momentum. And, like I said, as big a stop as there could be. So really, really proud of them.
How nice was it to have Upton back and line up location?
Yeah, it was great to have Upton back. So much of it, too, is not just the game part, but having him in practice, having him in the meetings, having him and his energy. He's so competitive and extremely smart guy, and then you take him and wind up playing him, in kind of a new position at the same time. And I thought he was a huge part of our win was him being able to get back in there. He's got so many different things he can do, whether he's playing man coverage, whether he's in quarters, or whether he's in a position where he can play some zones, and he's a great guy to be able to pressure off of the edge. So having him was a huge piece for us this past week.
Just watching the game in real time, it appeared a couple of times they were able to throw over the corner blitz or the outside blitz for big games. I think they did that twice. But other times that certainly works for you guys. You got to bring that pressure, I'm sure. But is that just sort of the nature of having to create pressure like that you're going to give some up?
Well, I think in anything you do, you're going to have strengths and weaknesses. We try to talk to our players all the time, as we go into each week, or maybe we're implementing a new defense, maybe it's a new coverage. We say, hey, look, we're going to play this coverage this week, and usually they're all facets of what we do all year, really. But we say this is going to be the weakness of this coverage. This is the strength of the coverage. And typically when we try to go practice, we practice the weaknesses all week. We go into pressures, we kind of say the same thing. Hey, this is designed to beat this protection, and this is why we kind of have to line up like this, or we have to show this, and then we try to beat the protection that's in front of them, and this is the strength and this is the weakness. And are you rolling the dice? I don't know if that's the correct term. I think rolling the dice winds up, probably being more of you not taking an educated analysis of it. But we had 2 screens the other night that hit us. Like you said, those are on me. That's 100% on me. And I've got to be able to do a better job of being able to mix some things in there where those things don't happen. But again, I think overall our guys played really well, and I think particularly on the third down piece, 2 of those screens you're talking about are both third downs, and so those 2, and then you had 12. I guess we would have been 12 or 14 other than that. So we're trying to be smart with what we do with the pressures, and try to play different coverages and different looks behind them, but they all have strengths and weaknesses.
Looking at FAU, they got a guy, Chris Mitchell, that has 4,000 receiving yards. When you're attacking that offense, and that might, what do you see out there for them that you feel like that
Yeah, FIU is super talented. Coach McIntyre does a great job. Got a lot of crossover with him, and a lot of people on that staff from just being at Colorado. And Coach Yost, the offensive coordinator, has been at a lot of different places, done a great job for a long time offensively. They've got a lot of parts of them that are very much like the air raid. They've got a lot of parts of them that are very much kind of, in the Art Briles system, very similar to South Florida, Tennessee, those teams offensively. But they're gonna do a good job. I think it starts with the quarterback. He is ultra talented, can do both, can run, can throw, makes really good decisions. Is great at the RPO game, great at extending plays and being able to keep his eyes downfield. So those things are going to be, a big challenge for us. They've got two different running backs that are both ultra talented, big, strong guys, both downhill runners, both do a really good job in protection and can hurt you being able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Same thing that we've kind of said for a couple of weeks. We've got two different tight ends. Both guys are new to them. Both guys are transfers that they're able to use in 12 personnel and 11, which is kind of their primary, but both guys have catches more than some of their receivers do. Both guys are able to fit them and run and in the pass. And then, like you said, there's number 10, the receiver. I can't remember. Chris Mitchell is obviously a dynamic receiver, one of the top guys in the conference. There's two other receivers, Patterson and Rivers, that have a lot of catches for them as well. The offensive line does a great job. They've kind of, had 7 or 8 guys have been in and out the last couple of weeks for them on the offensive line, but they all play well together. They play hard. They're really good in the run game with, a lot of the inside zone mechanics, and then they've got gap schemes as well. So I think they do a good job. If it's anything like going down to that part of the country last year, I felt like it was like 92 degrees. We were playing at noon on a Saturday, and we had been here playing Rice like 2 weeks earlier, and it was 2 degrees. So it was a little bit of a shock, at least for me it was. But if I use a special game, my youngest son, Anderson, the last time I was at FIU was 2 nights before he was born. And I remember my wife just being ready to kill me. And he's a Florida baby. He was born in Orlando, but I think he was born Thursday morning at like 2 a.m. and I think I had to be on the bus to leave to go to FIU Thursday morning at like 10 a.m. And then go to the game Thursday, Friday, and Friday night ride the bus back with the team and pick him and her up from the hospital. I'm sure she's not going to appreciate me telling that story, but that was my last time at FIU. But it is special to me because of Anderson, and I haven't been back there since, so I'm looking forward to it.
You guys obviously lock up the
Excuse me.
This past week. Is that a benefit to prepare for this final game to have that pressure off?
I don't think so. I can't speak for anybody else. For me, pressure is so ingrained in kind of what we do. It's always a challenge trying to get ready for opponents and trying to get ready this time of year in particular. But if you're not trying, if one game makes something easier or less easy, then it's just not really kind of how I look at it. We're trying to win every one of them. I haven't slept any less. I haven't slept any more than I normally do. We kind of go through our normal progression of the things we try to and our process. We're probably a little bit ahead, to be honest with you, just because we got an earlier game at home on a Saturday, and so that's kind of gives us a couple more hours, I guess, to help us. But I don't think it takes any kind of pressure off. We're here to try to win 7. We're here to try to get into a bowl game and win 8. And if we can finish up and stack 2 more wins, then we will have finished the way we needed to in the last month of the season.